Hey, just a guy back to do another video, and today we're going to install leather seat covers on my 2017 F-150. Stick around. So I've been in the market now for a little while looking for leather seat covers, and I was able to find something that I was looking for on Amazon. It's through a company called Covertopia. They do not only trucks but cars. You can do just your front seats, you can do front and back, and they also offer different colors, different styles. So decent website, or I should say decent company. But what we're going to do today is we're going to install them on my truck. We're going to take a look at how they look and feel when they're all done being installed, and I'm going to let you know how hard or easy it was for me to do the install. So to get it started off, I already installed one seat cover. So what we're looking at right now is the passenger side. This is the stock seat cover for the 2017 F-150 FX4. It does have the appearance package, so that's where you get the red accent. So when we come across, I already put on the console cover, the new head cover, and then the new seat cover. So I did get it with the red stitched to kind of keep in line with the appearance package of the truck. But I really like how this leather feels and looks. It was a bit challenging to get on, and I'm going to show everybody some of the hard spots when you're trying to get everything down between the seat, because it all attaches in the back underneath your seats. So we're going to take a look on how to do that, and then hopefully we can take a look at how the front looks when it's all done. I also got the back seat package as well, so I can do the front and back. Front and back through Covertopia for this model runs about $250 to $300. So I imagine that's what you're going to be looking at if you're looking to do this in a full-size truck. So Covertopia through Amazon. So far it looks like a pretty decent product. I like the way it looks. Not too bad to install, but I am going to go into a lot more detail on the installation. Okay, so let's take a look at what comes in the package. Again, Covertopia through Amazon, a lot of options. Instructions, so they're pretty straightforward instructions. I think it comes down to more technique and getting used to doing it, how to feed it through the back of your seat, how to attach everything and get everything tight. But the instructions are pretty straightforward. The next one, the seat covers. So as you can see, you get the back of the seat cover itself, the head cover. You got some hardware, and then the covers that we see there, these are for the back seat. So the hardware, we want to make sure you have what you need. These little pieces are going to go through the seat and in the back. They kind of keep everything tight. These are what you're going to attach to the back of your seat, your leather seats, and then you're going to feed it through, and this is what keeps it in place, kind of underneath your seat. I'm going to go into more detail on how these are installed and how you feed them through. It's also your keepers. So you're going to use these to hook underneath your seat. They're also used to hook onto these as well. Then they do give you a little tool here. This tool helps you kind of grab as you're pushing it through where your seat and your backrest meet. There's a little crack. It's kind of hard to push it down through, but this little tool can make it easier to kind of grab onto it and pull it down. So you're going to need to pull with a little bit of force to get it through there. I know this from doing it through the driver's side seat. So these are the hardware tools that you're going to need. And then let's get going on the passenger side. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is take off your headrest. And that's because we're going to be putting the back of the seat on first, and this is going to have to get out of the way. So depending on what kind of vehicle you have, most of the time you can push the buttons and we can remove the headrest. Now you can go ahead and put the headrest cover on. These just slide on pretty easy, just like a baseball cap would. So slide these on real quick. Grab my camera. And as you can see, the headrest is now on. So we popped the headrest off, we put the headrest cover on. So this is ready to get put back on as soon as we get the back of our seat and the bottom of our seat put back on. Okay, so a couple things that we want to do before we try to put the back of our seat on. This is the back of the seat. We have a zipper here, and then you have your two attachments here. So this is where one of the keepers goes and the other one goes right here. I'm going to show you how to put this on. I'm going to try to do it one-handed. So it gives you two slots. So each of these gets two of the keepers, and then the seat portion gets two of the hooks. So these slide on fairly easy. Again, I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Slide this on and pop it on like so. See if we can get it to sit in there a little bit better than that. There we go. So now the two of them are ready to go. These are the two pieces that you're going to be putting through the back of your seat, and that's what keeps the tension on the back of your seat for the cover. These can be a little bit tricky to put on. You're going to want to recline your seat back a little bit. Gives you a little bit more of a space. You're going to push it through, recline your seat back up, and then you're going to have to crawl into the back of the back seat and pull them down through and pull them tight. Okay, so I've got the back of my seat cover on. Where the headrest was, there are two little holes up here. You're going to want to push these through. They go through fairly easy, but just make sure that you have them all the way through so it's seated all the way in, just like that. And we go down below. You can see where the keepers are. Now this is where we're going to be flipping them, and we're going to pass them through right through the back of the seat. And like I said, on mine, you can just recline it a little bit. I hit the wrong button. Recline it a little bit, and that'll help you kind of push them through. And then what I'm going to have to do is go into the back seat and fish them on and fish them the rest of the way through. So all right, so they're through. Another thing to note on this, I'm gonna pull my seat back up. They do make the pockets for the side airbags on both passenger and driver side. So they do come with that seat cover. And then on this side, might be hard to see here, is that zipper. So when I go into the back seat, we'll zipper this up, and we're gonna pull those two keepers all the way through and attach them in the back. So that will make this nice and tight, and then we can work on our seat cover. Okay, so we have both of our keepers that came through. I wasn't able to film and do it. I needed both hands to get them through. But as you can see, the keepers that we put on the back seat cover that we had to push through, this is where they come out on the back side of the seat, and this is how they look. This is what keeps them tight. So these are both in. Now we're going to move on to putting on the seat cover. So one important note, now that we have the backrest cover on, we got the keepers down below. We're not quite done yet, so don't zipper this. This is Velcro underneath, so this is going to Velcro when you're done. So we still have our keepers underneath here. When we put our seat cover on, there's going to be two more keepers that are going to go through and almost end up in the same exact spot underneath. So don't button this up yet. You're still going to want to leave room in there. Like I said, it is tricky. You can use the tool that they give you to kind of fish out through. I use my finger to hook it and pull it through. So whatever works best for you to get those through, that'll be the way to go. All right, the one different thing that we're going to do, instead of using the keepers this time, now we're going to start using the clips. And just like the instructions, you're going to insert the clip through. You're going to open up, put your hook through, and you're basically going to put a half hitch on it. And there you go. Now you have both of your hooks ready to go. And these are going to go underneath your front seat and click in, and I'll show you where I click mine in as soon as we get back in there. Okay, so back underneath the seat, now I have all the keepers. You can see the 2 for the backrest and the 2 for the seat rest are now all through. So that means that everything is good underneath. There is a Velcro piece here. You're gonna want to pull this piece. Sorry, it's hard to see. Let me get up. You're gonna want to pull this piece down as hard as you can to Velcro. That's just to make sure that all the slack is pulled out from here. And then once this piece is pulled down and Velcroed in on the bottom, Velcro's right down here. Once that's down, then you can zipper it up. All right, so like I just said, we want to make sure we pull this piece down pretty hard. We Velcroed it down below, which is good Velcro. You can't even see where it went in. And then we zippered it up so the back all looks good and tight. Now we're gonna go to the front and we're gonna pull this with the hooks. The hooks are up front and we're gonna put underneath the front seat. Okay, so we're in the front. I've got one hook. Got one hook that's not hooked in yet, and the other one, it's hard to see. The other one is hooked in. So what you're gonna wanna do is underneath your seat, you're gonna wanna find some spot where you can hook these hooks, preferably to like a piece of the frame of the seat. So metal to metal. Don't make sure you're not hooking on anything electrical, or if you have power seats, it's not gonna obstruct anything if you're moving forward, backwards, up and down. So really important, watch where you hook these, but make sure it goes into something pretty secure. Okay, so we got the backrest on, got the headrest back on, got the seat cover secure now. You do have to do a little work getting the seams lined up here. They go together pretty easy, but just kind of a finished look thing. Underneath, it's going to be hard to see in the video. I'm going to try to find one of them for you. So the hooks, there's the strap. I went right back behind this bar, and there's a little metal opening under the seat, and that's where I clicked both of them into under here. So really important, just be careful when you're getting those hooks that we talked about earlier. Just make sure you're not hooking onto anything electrical, or if you're going to be moving your seat forward and backwards, it's not going to affect it. So be careful. One thing I didn't mention earlier is the driver's side seat is identified with a tag. So it does have a tag. It says driver's side. You can also identify them with the airbag opening. So the airbag openings are on the outside of the seat. That way you don't accidentally put them on the opposite side. All right, we're wrapped up in the front, and we're gonna head to the back. Okay, we want to move to the back seat now. I already installed the backrest, but the seat rest looks very similar in terms of what goes behind it. So in your backrest, you're going to have these straps, and you're going to have to fold up your seat and try to work your hand underneath, get all the straps under, and then there is just enough room to get your hand down behind your seat and pull them up. So it is a bit tricky. You do have to get your hand down in there and find the straps, but then as you can see, they just click together. So the seat cover, the back seat cover and the seat cover themselves, they go on the same way. So I'm going to put the seat cover on, and then I've got to take the car seat out, and we'll put the last one on, and we'll see the finished product. So I want to show a quick example of what the under part of the seat looks like. Like I said, you're gonna have to fold your seat up a little bit in order to get your hand down through here to feed all these straps. So just make sure you're fishing it through. It does take a little bit of time. But now that they're all secure, you can see here, the seat's nice and secure. We'll fold it down. There we go. So we'll move on to the other side. I believe this is a 70-20 split seat. So we'll move on to the other side. I'll get the car seat out and we'll get the last set on. And we should be in good shape. All right, now we're gonna put the last seat cover on, and it's on the smaller side of the back seat. Luckily on this side, for the 2017's F-150s, this seat does pull all the way forward. So that's gonna make things a lot easier to put the seat cover on. On the 70 side, not so much, you had to reach down in. This one's gonna be a lot easier. So we're gonna take the headrest off. We can get the headrest cover on. Then we'll do the back of the seat. And then we'll do the seat cover itself. And as you can see, the straps are the same. So we'll get them all attached in. And we'll be right back. Wanted to do a quick video of how the back of the seats look when they're all hooked up. So we got our straps here, just like they are over there. They're just harder to see behind that seat. So that's what you got. A lot easier on this side. Flip this up. Tuck these back in. Okay, so I wanted to do a quick shot of how these look back behind here. It's the same way they look on the other side. It's just a lot easier to get to here. So I'm gonna push these back. One thing that you will notice is where the seats split. It is tight, so they do rub a little bit. So if you do move your seats, you might have to fix it up a little bit. We got the headrest pieces back through, and this is the seat strap right here. If you wanted to move your seat, it does come through the little opening. So we got the back on. So now we're gonna move to the seat cover, and we'll get a head cover on, and we're all set. Okay, we are all done. Covertopia, good product. I like the way the seats feel. I like the way they fit. Some spots are a little tough to install, but I suppose that would be for anybody, no matter what kind of truck or car that you have. There's gonna be some tight spots. So overall, Covertopia on Amazon, a good buy. I would highly recommend this product for anybody that's in the market for some seat covers. Just a guy signing off. Thanks.